What if the place meant to shape your future had ghosts still haunting its past? College is supposed to be a chapter of freedom, late-night pizza runs, questionable dorm parties, and maybe even learning something in between. But scattered across campuses are stories whispered from one generation to the next. Stories about footsteps in the dark, doors that open on their own, and shadows that don't belong to anyone living. Tonight, you're not getting ghost stories from strangers on the internet. You're stepping into the hallways, dorms, and auditoriums where students swore these things happened. Real people, real campuses, and for stories that might just change the way you look at your own school. These aren't just legends. These are college horror stories. Story 1. The Phantom Footsteps, Ohio University. It begins like any normal night. A sophomore named Rachel leaves Alden Library at 2:15 a.m. She's armed with nothing but a backpack, her laptop and earbuds blasting lo-fi beats. She's tired, but not in the fun, "I've been at a party" kind of way. She's the "I might cry into my textbook" kind of tired. The sidewalks are empty. The only light comes from the yellow glow of lampposts. But then footsteps. At first, Rachel thinks someone else is leaving the library too. But something feels wrong. The steps are perfectly in sync with hers. Stop, silence, start walking. The sound starts again. She pulls out her earbuds. The sound is louder now, echoing in the empty night. She spins around. Nothing, just her shadow stretching across the pavement. Her pulse spikes. She speeds up. The footsteps do too. By the time she reaches her dorm, she's practically running. She fumbles with her keys, rushes inside, and slams the door. Safe, finally. But then pace. Pace, pace. The steps are still there, right outside her door. Slow, deliberate. Rachel looks through the peephole. Empty hallway. Not a single person. But the sound won't stop. Now, here's where it gets eerie. Ohio University's Wilson Hall is famous for paranormal activity. One particular room was sealed by the university itself after reports of violent hauntings, doors slamming, objects moving on their own, and even markings appearing on walls overnight. Some say a student performed occult rituals there, opening a door that couldn't be shut. Rachel swears she didn't imagine it. But what if she wasn't followed by a person at all? What if she was being shadowed by whatever still lurks in Wilson Hall? A ghost with nowhere else to go but the hallways of campus. And maybe, just maybe, footsteps that don't belong to the living. Story 2. The Ghost of Schwab Auditorium, Penn State by day. Schwab Auditorium is all grandeur. Red velvet seats, towering ceilings, and the smell of fresh wood polish. By night, it becomes something else entirely. Students say the building is haunted by a ghost they've nicknamed Herbie. Supposedly a janitor who once worked there decades ago. Herbie never left. Take Emily, a theater major. She stayed late one evening to rehearse lines. The theater was empty, her script on the chair beside her. She turned to grab her water. When she turned back, her script was gone. Panic set in, but she found it backstage, folded neatly as if someone had carried it there. The auditorium doors were locked. No one else had keys. Actors whisper about hearing piano keys play when no one is sitting at the bench. Spotlights flicker mid-performance, leaving performers blinded. Props move mysteriously. Then there are the cold spots. One actor rehearsing a monologue said she suddenly felt icy fingers brush her arm. She looked around, everyone was 10 feet away. Another swore she felt two heavy hands rest on her shoulders. She screamed. The theater was empty. Some say Herbie is harmless, just a ghostly stagehand keeping the play alive. Others think he feeds off nerves, enjoying the chaos when students forget their lines under his invisible gaze, and the legend grows. Ask any Penn State theater kid, and they'll tell you the same thing. Herbie always shows up opening night. The question is, will he clap? Or will he steal the spotlight? Story 3. The Abandoned Dorm, Boston University Finals Week at Boston University. Sleepless nights. Energy drink cans scattered across desks, and the sound of typing echoing through the dorm halls. But one dorm room was different. The story goes that years ago, a student locked himself in during finals week. He stopped eating, stopped leaving. All he did was write. Notes, equations, phrases scribbled over and over. I can't get out. I can't get out. When staff finally opened the room, they found him dead at his desk. His notebooks filled with pages of gibberish, formulas that didn't make sense, and symbols no one could decipher. The university sealed the room permanently. Students were told it was under maintenance, but everyone knew the truth. Those living nearby report scratching on the walls every night at 3 a.m., 3 taps. Always 3. Some swear they hear whispering, as though someone is still trying to memorize lines for an exam. Others describe faint light flickering under the sealed door, as if someone inside never stopped studying. One student claimed she was haunted for weeks. Every night, she heard her name whispered through the wall. At first, she thought it was her neighbor, but when she confronted him, he just looked confused. He lived 2 doors down, the room next to her. It had been empty for years. Was it stress and paranoia? Or a ghost forever trapped in finals week, unable to pass the test that never ends? Story 4. The Girl in White, University of Georgia's. Stories scare you. This one makes you check your locks. At the University of Georgia, the legend of the girl in white has been told for decades. She appears outside student houses late at night. Long hair, pale gown, a sweet smile. She knocks softly and asks in a calm voice, "Can I come in?" Most people would say yes. She looks harmless, but those who do regret it. One fraternity swore she appeared at their party. They assumed she was a guest. She stepped inside, walked into the center of the room, and vanished. Seconds later, the music cut out, the lights flickered, and the overwhelming smell of smoke filled the air. The story is tied to a real tragedy. A dorm fire in the early 1900s. Survivors recalled a girl in white screaming for help at a window before the flames consumed the building. Some believe she never escaped, doomed to wander the campus searching for a way inside. Students say the smell of smoke always follows her. Some hear faint coughing in empty hallways. Others see her reflection in windows when no one is standing there. The rule is clear. If the girl in white knocks, don't open the door. She isn't lost. She isn't alive. And once she steps inside, she doesn't leave. So now you've heard them. Footsteps that follow you when no one's there. A ghostly janitor who steals the spotlight. A dorm forever sealed by tragedy. And a girl who only wants to come in. Are these just urban legend stories, twisted by stress, lack of sleep, and overactive imaginations? Or is there something darker lingering on college campuses across the country? One thing's for sure. Next time you're walking across campus late at night, turn down your music. Because if you hear footsteps matching your own, You might not be as alone as you think. If you enjoyed this dive into college horror stories, hit that like button, subscribe for more chilling tales, and check out the other haunted videos on this channel. And remember, college may give you memories for life, but some memories, they'll never let you go.